everyone, I am going to show you my first ever junk journal art process. So I hope you enjoy. So for today's journal, I'm going to use this old book given to me by my mom-in-law. And I'll be using the stencils that I have from my stash, and I will try to link all or most of the materials that I'm going to use in my blog. The link will be in the description. So this will be the first time that I'm doing a junk journal. I've always wanted to do one, and I've had these old books stashed away for a long time. So I wanted today to be a less precise kind of art process. So I'm starting by sticking all our 2 pages together in hopes that I'll have a thicker kind of canvas to work with. So I'm looking at my magazines and I'm just tearing some images that are kind of interesting to me. And since my stash is comprised mostly of flowers, swirl things, that's the kind of a vibe that I'm going for. But I don't have like a precise layout in mind. I just find images and I'm just going to stick them wherever on the canvas. To achieve a more cohesive look, I am going to use a white gesso and randomly apply it on my page. At this point, I still don't have an idea of the direction that I wanted to do with this project. A few of the reasons why I wanted to start a junk journal book is I wanted to have an outlet of the ideas and try the techniques that I've been seeing from other mixed media artists on a canvas that I can play with. And I also wanted to use some of my stash or a lot of my stash in a fun and creative way. Also, if you have been subscribed to my channel for a long time, this is the first voiceover. I don't know when was the last time I did a voiceover on my videos, and my husband actually encouraged me to to do a voiceover or show my face in the videos because he said he loves seeing me or listening to me on my videos. So here I am doing a voiceover, and I think it is good to actually listen to the artists behind the art process, right? Or am I wrong? I would like to hear your feedback or your comments. So now that I have some blank spaces or areas on my on my page, I think it's time for me to do some stamping. I didn't really want to do too much, although sometimes I get too overboard with adding details on my projects. But like I said, I've selected this floral with the swirlies design because most of my aesthetic, if that's what you call it, aesthetic, is like more florals, swirls. So this is like in my element. And at this point, I think I kind of have an idea that I wanted to do a horizontal layout. So you would see me using this stencil design and kind of placing it on the sides of my pages. I didn't want to waste the modeling paste that were still on the stencil, so I turn it around and kind of clean my stencil with the page that I'm working on. I think that way you can still have a little bit of texture on your canvas. And now I do have an idea of the color scheme for this art page. So I've started with this light baby pink, is it metallic paint, and just kind of use my fingers to put some colors here and there. And obviously there's no like rule on where you can place colors on your page. It really depends on your preference. And 99% of the time, if you see me doing a paint job on my art projects, I always use water to blend the paint into the page or the canvas or whatever I'm working on. And so since some of my embellishments have light pink and hot pink colors to them, I am using another hot pink color acrylic paint and also randomly putting it on my page using my fingers. Now I am adding more of that stamping design, although I do think that this is optional. It really depends on what you feel like doing on your project, but I just felt like maybe I could add more design because I still don't know if I'm going to cover some or if I'm going to leave some of the designs as they are. But yeah, this is what I'm trying to do right now, trying to still figure out design wise. So I have watched some artists use spatula in order to apply paint on their canvas, and I think that it is a great idea because it brings a little bit of a textured kind of painting, and it has, I don't know how to describe it. It applies the paint in such a way that it adds more intricacy or details on the overall effect of the artwork, if that makes sense. So this cardstock right here is the inspiration for the color palette. This is from my purchase a long time ago from Maremi Small Art, and I figured to finally fuzzy cut some of my elements. I know this is a part of mixed media that I don't like, but today I said I wanted to fuzzy cut, so now you know. Now I have these tags from the dollar store that I'm planning to use at the edge of my page, and I do plan on coloring them black because the fuzzy cut elements have black on them too. Yeah, I'm not going to use any gesso. I'm just going straight for the black acrylic paint. So now I'm going to start layering my elements, and I wanted to use these black tags as the background for my focal elements. At this point you can add more details onto the tags, like if I had like a white pen, I would add designs or white stamp or white ink, and yeah, I would add more designs on them, but I don't have them, so I'm going to skip that part. I do have a question for you guys. Would you also want me to provide a shorter version of my art process videos? I know I've started this with my last shadow box project. It was a 26-minute video, and I was able to bring it down to 3 minutes. These shorter versions of the art processes will be better, or will be suitable for those people who already have an idea of mixed media and have been doing them. But it's also good for beginners to see the overview and to give you like a rough idea of the process of doing an art journal or a mixed media project. So I could definitely do that. Just leave me a comment down below. Now I'm just layering all of my embellishments, and it seems like I have two areas where I have two focal points, and I think with this widespread journal page that's okay, but there should be, I think there should be like a main focus of your whole art piece. Well, what do you guys think? I think it's coming along together. Right now I'm using a brick or wall stencil, not stencil, stamping design, and I'm just going to fill some of the gaps between the designs. I'm adding torn pieces of this leftover scrapbook page. It has typewritten words to it, and I just wanted to add a contrast to the page. Now I wanted to add black accents, so I'm going to use these leftover Dusty Attic chipboard negatives, and I'm going to color them with the black gesso. You can also use the black acrylic paint. It doesn't really matter for this particular paint job. I have to be honest, I have been procrastinating on starting this junk journal project. I don't know, I've been overthinking it, I guess, and that's one of the reasons why I take a long time on creating projects, because whenever I have an idea, I overthink and then I don't do it. And I know that's one of my weaknesses, because I think something else plays into my mind, and that's the voice of doubt. And you will see in the sentiment that I'm going to use for this project, it says begin beyond your doubt. And I think that is a reason why I've started this junk journal project, because I really wanted to express my inner thoughts, and I wanted to kind of inspire people to just start whatever it is that you want to start. Right now I'm adding my drywall tape that I have bought from the thrift store for like 2 years now, I think. It is one of my favorite elements to use in my projects, because I don't know, it just brings a pop of white in an intricate way. Oh, and by the way, leave a comment also if you like voiceover videos like this, and I hope to do it better next time. But yeah, I would like to know your thoughts about it. And so I'm using a die cut element made from our excess wedding invitation, and a die from, I think this is Spellbinders, if I'm not mistaken. They might be sold out or they might be discontinued, but yeah, I've had this for like, I think 2 years already. Now this plastic twig looking thing is from the dollar store. I think it was unnecessary, but I just don't want to throw it away. So I'm going to use it in my page today. So I'm using another type of swirly vintage looking design, silicone stamp, to fill some of the larger blank areas of my art journal page. Now I'm adding a few more touches with this black border. I do like adding black borders because they bring more cohesiveness to an art page or a canvas. You could use whatever darker coloring medium you have in your stash. I'm also going to add more darker contrast using a charcoal later on in this video. Now, like I said, I'm going to choose a sentiment, begin, with this Tim Holtz, I think it's Big Chats it's called, but I'm going to obviously link it in my blog. So it's begin beyond your doubt. I really like this sentiment today because it really resonates on what I was going through with my thought process, and yeah, during this day. And there you have it, everyone. I hope that you can find inspiration from my art processes. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Also follow me on my Instagram, it's at Clients Creations. Anyway, I will see you on Tuesday. Bye!